The rebels must destroy all of the terminals to win. The terminals have 4 health, 1 defense, and 1 additional defense if an Imperial figure is adjacent to it. If the rebels do not destroy the terminals by the end of turn 6, or all of the rebels are wounded, the Imperials claim victory. Diala Pasil, the Haunted Exile, Garkon, the Fierce Warrior, Jin Oden, the Sly Smuggler, and Fen Cygnus, the Hardened Veteran, all deploy at the top of the map. Garkon strains for 2 to charge at the Stormtroopers. The first Stormtrooper blocks the attack, but the attack cleaves and hits the second Stormtrooper for 1 damage. He turns and attacks the second Stormtrooper and kills him. Cleaves and hits the Stormtrooper for 1 damage. The Stormtroopers step back from the Wookiee and open fire. The first Stormtrooper shoots. He uses his squad ability to re-roll a die. And does 1 damage to Garkon. The second trooper fires and does 2 damage to him. Fen moves up and strains 1 to use his Havoc shot on the Stormtrooper. It kills him and deals 1 point of damage to the probe droid, the transmitter, and the second Stormtrooper. Then, due to his Lone Wolf ability, he recovers his strain. The probe droid targets Garkon, dealing 3 damage to him. The droid then moves back. Jen moves up and shoots at the transmitter. Dealing 2 damage to it. She then moves due to her opportunist ability. The Imperial officer targets Jen. Dealing 2 damage. Diala activates and moves up to the Stormtrooper. She attacks him. She uses her Precision Strike ability to remove his defense die and kills him. Turn 2. Jen activates and shoots at the Imperial officer, dealing 2 damage. She attacks him again and kills him. She takes her opportunist move and moves towards the door. The probe droid activates and moves towards the rebels and targets Garkon. Dealing 2 damage to him. Garkon charges the transmitter. Sparks fly as the transmitter explodes. Garkon searches the crate beside the transmitter and finds an adrenal stim. Diala attacks the probe droid. She attacks him again with a precision strike and destroys it. Fen moves towards the door, straining to make it there. And opens the door. His Lone Wolf ability activates, recovering his strength. The E-Web engineer opens fire on Fen. He is focused, so he receives an extra green die on the attack. Fen is hit for 4 damage. The engineer attacks again, but misses. The stormtroopers move through the storage room into the atrium. The officer follows behind the troopers. The blast door slams shut, locking the rebels out of the building. The rebels must destroy the door to get in. The door has 8 health and 1 black defense die. Turn 3. Garkon runs towards the door and slashes at it, causing 3 damage to the door. The stormtroopers move into the atrium and prepare for the rebels to break the door. Fen shoots the door, dealing 2 damage to it. He opens fire again, destroying the door. E-Web engineer shoots at Fen, dealing 4 points of damage. He shoots again and wounds the hardened veteran. Jen moves into the atrium and takes aim at the transmitter. It takes 2 damage from the blaster shot. The stormtroopers shoot at Jen. She strains for 2 and uses her quick draw ability. She shoots at the stormtrooper and does 2 damage. The first stormtrooper does 1 damage to her. The second stormtrooper shoots and Jen takes 2 damage. The third stormtrooper shoots and does 1 damage to the smuggler. Diala uses both of her actions to move into the atrium. Turn 4. More stormtroopers deploy in the forest as the Imperial forces try and stop the rebels. Jen attacks the transmitter, causing 2 damage. She uses her opportunist ability to move back a step. She then targets the transmitter again and destroys it. The E-Web engineer takes aim at Diala. She takes 5 damage from the heavy blaster. Diala runs at the gunner and attacks him, stunning him. The stormtroopers attack the exiled Jedi. The first stormtrooper shoots and does 1 damage to her. Diala expertly dodges the second attack. The stormtrooper hits his mark, and Diala takes 2 more damage. Garkon uses an adrenal stim to remove all of his strain, and he becomes focused. He then aims for 2 and charges the stormtroopers. Swinging with a fierce rage, his first attack connects with the stormtrooper and kills him. He then swings at the second stormtrooper and kills him as well. The Imperial officer takes aim at Diala. She sees the attack coming and dodges out of the way. Fen spends both of his actions to move into the storage room, where the last 2 transmitters are. The stormtroopers use all of their actions to try and surround the rebels. Turn 5. Fen levels his rifle and shoots at the transmitter and destroys it. The E-Web engineer shakes off his stun effect. Diala attacks the engineer again, stunning him once more. The stormtroopers shoot at the smuggler. She strains for 2 and uses her quick draw ability, causing 2 damage to the stormtrooper. The first stormtrooper fires on Jen. She takes 3 damage. The second stormtrooper misses the shot. The third stormtrooper is successful and wounds Jen. Jen activates and uses both of her action to move into the storage room in hope of reaching the last transmitter. Garkon moves up and attacks the Imperial officer. The officer takes 2 damage. The remaining stormtrooper attacks Diala. She takes 1 damage from the blaster shot. Turn 6. The Imperials activate a probe droid hidden within the storage room. Jen rushes to attack the transmitter with her vintage blaster. The transmission begins to weaken. She shoots it again and destroys the transmitter.